When Mrs. Jones bought school supplies for her 3 children, she bought them each a new binder for $3.95 each, a notebook for $1.17 each, and she also bought 1 package of pencils for $3.77. What is the total cost for all 3 kids, not including tax? So the word 3 is in words, not numbers. They do that to see if they can trick you. So just be careful. So you're going to have to multiply $3.95 times 3, $1.17 times 3, and you don't have to multiply the pencils because it said 1 package of pencils, and 1 is also in words. So that's another trick. So I'm going to do one of the multiplications with you, and then the other one you're going to need to do on your own. Once you have all of these figured out, you're going to add the cost of the notebooks plus the cost of the binders plus the cost of the pencils. So our binders are what I'm going to help you, what I'm going to do with you. So 3 times 5 is 15, carry the 1. 3 times 9 is 27, plus 1 is 8, carry the 2. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 2 is 11. So those are my digits. To figure out how many decimal places I need, I'm going to count up here. 1, 2, that means I need 1, 2 in the answer. So where it says binders, or where I would add binders, my binders cost $11.85. Now notice when I multiplied, I did not line up the decimals. When I add, though, I'll put the pencils in there, I must line up the decimals. So that's a little bit different. And your decimal for your answer is going to be straight down. So here you had to count places, there you just bring it straight down. Different rules for addition and multiplication. All right. Number 2 says ABCD is similar to WXYZ, and the scale factor, bing, 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 is 3/2. Find the dimensions of the rectangle. Well, first things first, I'm going to color code, and I suggest you do the same. Be careful because they've turned this one sideways. Now, scale factor means you are going to multiply. That's all you're doing. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So I'll help you with the purple side. And I know yours might not be purple, but I'll help you with the purple side, and then you have to do the green side. So I'm going to multiply, the 2 is purple, times 3/2. And to multiply, I have to turn my fractions into improper fractions, and then I multiply 2 times 3 and 1 times 2. 6/2 is the correct answer. It's not the perfect answer. What is 6 divided by 2? 3. So that means this side is 3. You're going to do the same thing for 3 meters. Make sure you turn it into an improper fraction. Multiply top times top, bottom times bottom. Okay, for number 3, your keyword is constant. Constant tells you to divide. Now, the trick is you always have to divide y divided by x. And in a table, x comes first. So days is x and earnings is y. Label all of these tables. If you don't, you're going to get it wrong because you were too lazy to write 2 letters. It's worth the effort. So you're going to divide, pick an x and a y, and just divide them. So for 225 and 6, which one is the y? 225. So it goes on top. And that's important because when we divide, we top in, bottom out. So I have 37.5. Now, to finish this, I'm going to divide the next part of the table. Y divided by x. And this is 450 divided by 12. So check it out. And if you're not done dividing, push pause and finish. 37.5 and 37.5, they're the same. So that means this one and this one check out. If I divide 750 divided by 18 and it is also the same, there is a constant rate of change. If it is different, it is not constant. So you're going to have to go down and you divide every single one until all 3 come out exactly the same. If you're smart about it and you keep your work, you can see that this one and this one and this one and this one are all the same. So you don't have to do it again. You already know the answer. So be careful. You don't have to. If you're smart about it, you can keep track. On Thursday, Mrs. Nichols bought a watch for 50% off the regular price of $150, not including tax. The next day, the watch she bought was marked down to 85% off its regular price. How much more money would Mrs. Nichols have saved, not including tax, if she had waited until Friday to buy the watch? So how much more tells you are probably going to subtract. So subtract, she would have saved 85%, but she only saved 50%. That then goes into a proportion. Now the original price is $150, so that's what goes down here. When you solve this, it's going to tell you how much she would have saved. So this answer goes here, and then you solve the proportion. I had to zoom in. I could hardly see it. It's even small on your paper. Sorry about that, guys. If you just can't see it, skip it. The circle graph shows items most commonly bought at a convenience store. Which of the following is not supported from the graph? You are looking for not true. So you're going to go down and see true or false on all of them, and the one that is false is your answer. You want false. So it says bread and soft drink purchases make up more than 1/2 of the items purchased. So bread is 26. And soft drink is 34. So if I add 26 plus 34, I get 60. Is 60 more than 1/2? What would 1/2 be? 50%, right? So A is true. That means it's not our answer. B says the amount of soft drinks purchased is twice the amount of milk purchased. So twice means times 2. Is 34 2 times as much as 17? The next one says the amount of bread purchased is almost 3 times as much as the amount of gum purchased. Almost 3 times. Oops, sorry, that was supposed to be a 9. Gum is 9, isn't it? Well, 9 times 3 is 27. 26 is almost 27. That could be the answer. I mean, it could be true or maybe not. We'll see if there's a better one. Candy and gum make up 1/4 of the items purchased. How much is 1/4? 25%. So check D. If candy and gum add up to 25%, then D is true. Okay, for number 6, deposits are positive, withdrawals are negative. So you need to add up all the positives and add up all the negatives. And then you are going to subtract deposits minus withdrawals. Here's the trick. They also have $38.64. That is a positive. You can either add that in with the deposits or you can add it in at the end. All your decimals should line up. And then you should make sure when you put it in your griddable that this decimal is where it's supposed to be. Okay, so when you see the word shadow, you are going to draw the picture, and it's going to turn out to be 2 triangles. So your picture doesn't even have to be amazing as long as in the end you end up with 2 triangles. So it says a building is 21 feet tall and its shadow is 10.5 feet long. At the same time, a tree shadow is 3 feet long. How tall is the tree? So we are looking for this right here, and if you look, you just created 2 triangles. Now you still have to color code your triangles, and then you're going to set up a proportion. So make sure I have 21 and 10.5. And I have the other green is X, I don't know it, and the other orange is 3. So when you solve that proportion, you're going to have the height of the shadow. Nathan went shopping at the grocery store and purchased 5.4 pounds of ground beef to make crispy tacos for a total cost of $26.73. How much did the ground beef cost per pound? when it talks about cost per pound, this is a unit rate. This is a unit rate. This is a constant. This is a division problem. Make sure 26 goes in the box. Jason earns $8.50 per hour at the grocery store. If his hourly rate is increased by 20%, what will his total earnings be before taxes for working 12 hours? Whew, that is a lot of steps. First of all, you're going to have to figure out how much his pay is going to increase. So you have to find what 20% of $8.50 is. And then you have to add that to the $8.50. And then, after you get how much he's paid per hour, you have to add that. You have to multiply times 12 because that's how many hours he's going to work. This is your answer. So hit pause. Do step 1, step 2, and then step 3. Number 10 says a randomly selected survey of women's college athletes revealed that 60% of volleyball players were more than 6 feet tall, and 50% of basketball players were more than 6 feet in height. If there are 25 volleyball players and 16 basketball players at a local college, how many more volleyball players than basketball players are more than 6 feet tall? How many more tells you you're going to subtract. So start with subtracting volleyball minus basketball. And that will give you a percent. Oh, wait, that's not the way to do it. Hang on. First, you're going to have to find out how many volleyball players are more than 6 feet tall. So you have 60% of volleyball, and there are 25 volleyball players. And then you have to find out how many basketball players there are. And there's 16 players total. 50% of them are more than 6 feet tall. And then you have to subtract. Sorry, I was getting a little ahead of myself. So volleyball minus basketball. That will tell you your answer. So 2 proportions and a subtraction problem. Number 11 says Sammy bought supplies he needed to bake cupcakes. He bought 2, see it's in a words, 2 boxes of cake mix for $4.95 each and a dozen eggs for $1.89 at Kroger. Then at Walmart, he bought milk for $2.45, a new 10-inch cake pan for $12.99, and 2 pounds of strawberries for $2.25 per pound. What is the total cost for the supplies not including tax? Whew. 2 boxes of cake mix. Plus a dozen eggs. So it's going to be cake plus eggs. And here's the deal. I know it says dozen, and so we're thinking 12, but you don't have to multiply. It's $1.89 for the whole dozen. If you multiply, that would be the most expensive eggs ever. Then he bought milk. I guess I'll stick with the words. Then he bought milk. 10, they put it in a number, but you don't need it. You just need the cost of the pan. Can you round that to 13? Yeah. Just know that your answer will be a penny wrong, but that's okay. And then 2 pounds of strawberries for $2.25 a pound. So you're going to have to calculate strawberries too. Don't know why I put 2 N's on pan. That's weird. Strawberries. This will be your answer. So it's a lot of adding. So keep it straight, double check, go slow, don't forget your carries. Really your big struggle is going to be your handwriting, keeping your handwriting nice and neat. Which proportion can be used to solve for x? So on your paper, this is kind of yucky too. I fixed it and then I moved other stuff and then I unfixed it, I guess is what happened. So what you're going to do is start by color coding your house. And then color code your answers. So every time I have 6, I'm going to put a little dot. And every time I have X, I'm going to put a little dot. And every time I have 3.5, it gets a little dot. And 5 is purple. And 16 is purple. And 11.2 is green. So if you look, and I know it's hard to see, and especially on your paper where it's like gone down into the next, it's just dumb, sorry. If you look at A, I have purple, orange, green, green. It has to be purple, purple, green, green. So A is not your answer. For B, oops, I forgot to do the 16. For B, I have orange, purple, purple, green. It has to be orange, purple, orange, purple. So B is not your answer. Either C or D, the colors line up, and that's going to be your answer. And sometimes the colors are enough to pick your answer choice, and sometimes they are not. But this time, you lucky ducks, they are. All right, number 13 says the cost of 11 pounds of fertilizer is $33.77. What is the constant of proportionality that relates the cost of dollars Y to the number of pounds of fertilizer X? Constant tells you are dividing. And it's Y divided by X. And it tells you that dollars is Y and fertilizer is X. So top in, bottom out. Watch your decimal and you'll be fine. If you choose not here, I will probably punch you in the nose because it's hardly ever not here. I'm just saying, it's a risk you take. Unless it's not here. But it won't be. It'll be there. Number 14 says Lee purchased a book using a 20% off coupon. What is the final cost of the book, not including tax, if the original price was $15? We want the cost of the book. So you're going to have to find out what 20% is. And then you're going to have to subtract for the answer. This is the coupon. This is the coupon. You're finding out how many dollars the coupon takes off, and you're subtracting.